Hello, this is the second part of the video, Lesson 1 Geography, Class 8. We have been doing resources. In the first part, we dealt with what is a resource, how a resource gains utility and value, and what are economic and non-economic resources. How time and technology play an important role, and also how the people help to develop a resource by using technology. Now let us see the types of resources. There are three types of resources: natural, human made, and human. Now let us see what these natural resources are. Natural resources are available freely in nature. They can be used directly by us. Like air, sunshine. People use this resource by changing it using technology. Now, air is changed, the wind power is generated through windmills, and we have solar energy. So, these things which are available naturally are changed using technology. But natural resources are those which we can use directly. Now, natural resources are classified into four types based on the level of development and use, origin, stock, and distribution. Now, how are resources used under development level of development? They are divided into actual and potential. Actual resources are those which are available. This quantity is available in the present, and this can be used in the present. They are well developed and used. Like we have coal deposits in Germany, then we have black soil deposits in Maharashtra, which are very ideal for growing cotton. Then we have petroleum in West Asia. Now, coming to the potential resources, these resources are not fully developed. Technology has to be used in order to develop this resource which is available. So, we have rich deposits of uranium in Ladakh, but it has to be made good use of. Like that, we have plenty of water resources in Africa. This has yet to be tapped by using technology. Now, you may get a question. Can a potential resource be changed to an actual resource? Yes, potential resource can be changed into an actual resource. For example, this high-speed wings, which were a potential resource 200 years ago, has now become an actual resource. Now, Netherlands has been tapping this wind energy through windmills, and it has been using it. And even in Nagarkoil in Tamil Nadu, we are using it. And also in Gujarat coast, this wind energy is being tapped and used. Now, let us go to the next classification, origin. Once again, resources are divided into abiotic and biotic resources. Now, what are abiotic resources? All these non-living resources like soils, rocks, minerals, all these resources are called abiotic resources. What are biotic resources? All these living resources like plants and animals come under biotic resources. Now, coming to the next classification of resources, it is based on stock or renewability. It is once again divided into renewable resources and non-renewable resources. What are these renewable resources? All these resources which once used can be replenished. The stock of this is unlimited. Like we have the solar and wind energy, we have plenty of stock. And water is also such a resource. But once, if there is a scarcity or if water gets exhausted, it becomes very difficult. The whole world will face a problem of water scarcity. And right now, we are undergoing that situation. So, we have to be very careful. We have to conserve water and save it for future use. Now, what are these non-renewable resources? Non-renewable resources are those which cannot be renewed or replenished. Their stock is limited. So, once we use up coal or petroleum or natural gas, it cannot be brought back. it takes it takes lots and lots of years to bring this back. Now coming to the next classification, it is distribution. Once again, it is divided into ubiquitous and localized. Now, what is this ubiquitous resource? Now, this is ubiquitous resource is a resource found everywhere. Like we have air and sunshine. These are all ubiquitous resources. And localized resources are those found only in certain places. Like we have gold, silver, copper, iron. So now, on what factors does distribution of natural resources depend upon? There are three factors like terrain, climate, and altitude. Terrain means the quality of land and soil, climate, whether it is hot or cold, and altitude, whether it is a hilly region or a plain region. Now, because of these three factors, resources are distributed unequally over the earth. So these three factors, terrain, climate, and altitude, make these resources are unequally distributed over the world because of these three factors. Now let us see the second type of resource. Now the second type of resource is human-made resources. Now what are these? These are natural substances become resources only when their original form has been changed. So, who will change the original form of these natural resources? It is us, people. How do we change? If we extract iron ore from the earth, that can be changed into iron, and this can be used for various purposes like building bridges, big buildings, monuments, roads, making machinery, vehicles. So, technology is a human-made resource. So, people use natural resources to make human-made resources. Now, coming to the next one, human resources. This is a third type of resource. Now, human resources, this refers to the number and ability of people. What are human resources? This is the number and ability of people. Okay. Now these human resources, how are these human resources important? Now we make the best, we means people, we make the best use of technology and create more resources. So let me repeat, as a human resource, we are very important, we are a special source. We make use of technology and use these resources available in nature and create more resources. So, we are very special. Now, how to make people a valuable human resource? Now, people can be made a very valuable resource through provision of education and health. So, every individual has to be well educated and they should remain healthy. Now there is a concept called HRD, that means Human Resource Development. What is HRD? Now improving the quality of people's skills so that they are able to create more resources. This is called HRD. Let me repeat, improving the quality of people's skills so that they are able to create more resources. Alright. Now, how do we conserve these resources? It is very important that as human beings we need to make use of all these resources by conserving them. What is conservation? Preservation. What will happen if there is no food available, water and shelter? Ultimately people will have to suffer. So we have to become very careful and see that a resource does not become scarce or get exhausted. So we have to be very carefully utilizing these resources. Now what is resource conservation? Now using these resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called resource conservation. So let me repeat, what is resource conservation? Using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called resource conservation. There is something called sustainable development. There is another concept called sustainable development. What is sustainable development? Now, carefully utilizing these resources so that the future generations, not only the present but also the future generations, make use of these resources. That is bringing a balance of usage of these resources and also preserve them or conserve them for future use. So let me repeat carefully. What is sustainable development? Carefully utilizing resources so that besides meeting the requirements of the present, it also takes care of future generations. There is one more definition of sustainable development, that is balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them for future use. Now, what are the different ways of conserving resources? One can reduce consumption, recycle, and reuse things. So, what are the three ways to conserve resources? Reduce, recycle, and reuse the consumption of things. So, when we are very careful, we can bring a great difference into this world. Each individual has to think about it. Now, what is the duty of the people? Now, all uses of renewable resources are sustainable. That means, all these resources should be carefully used. Now, diversity of life on earth is conserved. Each one should ensure that diversity of life on earth is conserved. How can this be done? By preserving biotic resources. Now, the next one is the damage to natural environment system is minimized. So, we have to avoid soil, water, and air pollution. So, each individual has to follow certain principles of sustainable development. What are they? The first one is to respect and care for all forms of life. The second one is improving the quality of human life through education and health. And the third one, we have to minimize the depletion of natural resources by using each resource carefully. The fourth one is we have to bring in a change in the personal attitude and practices toward the environment. Each one should be careful. They should not dump things on the ground unnecessarily. Garbage has to be dumped only in the right places. We have to see that environmental cleanliness is there. We have to keep the environment clean and safe. So each one should have that in him or her to have a very clean environment. Then the fifth one is enabling communities to care for their own environment. We have to bring awareness in the different communities. People may not know, some of them may not be aware. We have to educate them. So this is how we try to bring in a sustainable development. So all these resources have to be conserved and not only used in the present but also used for the future. We should see that it is used for the future generation also. If you like this video, please, if you find it very useful, please like, subscribe and share. And also please post your comments. Thank you very much.